Hello everyone. Apologies, it's one of those mornings where you might be able to hear the traffic. There you go. It's early. I've got to get ready for work. I've got a full-on day at work today. I'm doing interviews and I've got to get my face on. I've got to get in the traffic and I've got to get to work. We're interviewing for a new business support officer. And so I'm going to do Becky's advent calendar, I'm going to do kindness challenge, and then I'm going to leave you with a tutorial today. I hope you like it. If you've been watching Sarah Super Fails, I wish someone would tell me how to say it. It's all about one of the gifts that I made her, and she's got it and she's seen it, so we're good. So it's number 11. It's day 11. Oh my goodness, I'm losing track. The only way I'm keeping track is the advent calendar. Little squeeze. To me this feels like a tape measure. No, but you can see why I thought that. Oh my goodness, it's leopard print, gross grain ribbon. Love it. That's gorgeous. So it's kindness day 2. So for today's kindness day, it is share a small business. Now I know I did a previous day where it was leave a review for a small business. Hope you did it. Nobody commented, so I hope you did. Today is share a small business, so you could share them in the comments below, or you could go on any of your social media platforms and say, hey, love this business. You could send it to a friend, share with family, anything. Any way of bigging up a small business, that is today's. So previously on my other kindness days, we did do leave a review because they're big and important for small businesses, but today is to share one, to say to other people, this is a great business, I've had great experience here. So as I say, you can leave comments below. International is fine because I have lots of people from all over the world, so don't think, oh, no one else is in the world for me. Yes, you can always put the country after it, but let's share some small businesses. Just need to check if it's a hidden word day. Hang on. It's not a hidden word day yet, I would say. I got it close today because of the light, sorry, so I quite my face there. There's been 2 hidden word days so far, so do keep looking out. There's another one coming soon. Right, handing you over to past me for today's tutorial. I'll catch you again tomorrow and I hope you're all well. So today I'm going to talk to you about making a wreath, but not in the traditional way. There's lots of wonderful ones of those, but this is a Sequingirlie style one. Now I've made quite a few of these over the years, and I'll put some pictures in here while I'm talking. I have gone for full-blown pom-pom ones. I've gone for baubles attached to a green wreath style. I've gone for a mini green wreath with pom-poms. I've done tassels, all sorts. So I just thought I'd share with you some of my experience. I am a big fan of buying the wreath base second hand. I do not like buying things like polystyrene first hand, but this from a charity shop, there was 2 of them for the grand sum of £1. That means they already exist, and if someone doesn't buy them, they go in the bin. So buying something like this from a charity shop works fine for me. I've picked up little mini green ones that look like sort of the Christmas tree, artificial Christmas tree, in the sale after Christmas, that sort of thing. And I have a box where I keep these bits. And I love giving a wreath as a gift because people can hang it on the front door, mantelpiece, a door inside their house, smaller ones, bigger ones, all sorts of things. I've given them to my mum, I've given them to friends. I've done ones that are really like tightly colour themed, ones that vary, and it all began with one I made for our front door probably about 5 years ago. Hopefully that one is popping up now. So whether you start with something like this or a green wreath base, some tips for you are things like glue guns work well, but so do, if your base is green of any kind, do green pipe cleaners. because attaching things with a fuzzy green pipe cleaner means it blends in, and if you attach things with fuzzy green pipe cleaners you can then always untwist them and change. A bit trickier with glue gun, and glue gun can be tricky when it's sticking to sort of loose things. Now, making my plan for this one, I have got out of my assortment of bits. Now, I call these bottle brush trees. I don't know if they have a different name. You can often buy them in shops already, like greens or colours like this, and you can buy them bigger, smaller, all sorts. So I have a bag of them. You can dye these plain ones. So if you use a fabric dye or something like Brusho or ink, if you dip them in and then let them dry, you can dye them different colours. What I do and collect in the sale is little houses like this, anything like that. Now, I like these because again, they sort of have that natural look, but because of the holes and things, and the hook on the top, you can then wire that in using the pipe cleaner, etc. And of course, I love adding a pom-pom. If you remember making pom-poms as a child, you will remember the joy of making things like this. And again, because you have these bits that you tie with, these work perfectly to tie round to hold it on to the wreath as well. So it's like a self-made tie. And this is one of the things I absolutely love to do when I make a wreath, is to add these pom-poms. It creates such a texture to the pom-pom, and it allows you to really play with the colour. The one I made last year for Christine, I actually managed to work out how to do animal print design on the pom-pom as well. So I'm going to try and do that again for you this year. I will link to an instruction on how to do that. I love buying wool like this, because it means that when you do the pom-pom, you will just naturally get a variation in colour. And it means you end up with gorgeous things like this. I mean, just a whole wreath made of items like that. It's just joyful, isn't it? So, to deal with this polystyrene item here, you could buy some of that artificial Christmas tree looking tinsel. If you've got it, you might have some kicking around. You might find some in a charity shop. But I like to create a base to put the pom-poms on. So I actually dug around and I found I had this that must have been kicking around from when I was a teacher. So I'm actually going to give it a go at winding this on to disguise the majority of that polystyrene. Finding the two ends could be fun. It's got wire in it, which should, in theory, make it easier. So I'm just going to get started just wrapping this around. Now, I am very aware that this probably won't fully do it, but at least it will cover it enough. If I had some of that green tree looking tinsel, that would work well as well. But I'm just trying to use up things I've got as well. So let me just wrap this round and then we'll come back. Well, I've wrapped it. That's all there was of that, and my entire floor is now covered in these little green leaves as they shed it off as I wrapped it. But that's a good start, and as I say, I doubled it up as I went round, and because it's wire. But you can now see, as I put pom-poms on, obviously not those together, that they would A, hide the white, and B, create something quite fun. So I am going to go and search for something else to fill in the gaps. Now, if you're making these with children, this is the fatal part. Be careful, because now you have hundreds of individual threads of wool that are not attached to each other anymore. So fingers crossed, yes, in my box I have some of my embroidery thread. So you get it through the middle and make sure you really work it all the way through to the center, so it's not just hanging around at the edge. Got to make sure you get it all the way through. The last thing you want is disappointment. We had that once and one fell apart in the car. Can you imagine? When you first get it out, it doesn't look amazing. You need to give it a good chance, a good floof up. And you will get these odd straggly ends depending on how well it's been wrapped. So I often find mine get sort of a bit of an egg shape, and I think it's the way I wrap them. So my final thing I love to do, there's my lid. Let's give it a good haircut. So I will go around really like, I hate getting rid of these pieces because it makes almost like flocking. And I often find I have to do that and then come back, and there we go, there, see? And I love the way the variation there. Still a bit more work to do on that, but I love that. As I say, it's almost like flocking. I wish I could think something to do with that. Do drop me a comment if you've got an idea. So then you can see how these on here can start to make, but you've got to think about your colours. And actually I probably, because of the size of this wreath, the big ones won't work. I could trim them down to make them smaller. You can do that. If you make a pom-pom that's too big, you can keep trimming, you can keep going round, but actually when you're making a bigger wreath, these are perfect. So I'm going to get to work on this, and then hopefully at the end of this Vlogmas you can see the reveal of the finished wreath.